Hey everyone, Thunderbro here, and today I want to discuss something that I mentioned a few months ago in my character-focused episode on Kagura. That being the similarities between Kagura and Goku. This video will not be as analytical or in-depth as my videos usually are. I just want to highlight the striking similarities between Kagura and Goku in their origins and the way their stories progress throughout Gintama and Dragon Ball respectively. So before I start, I want to let you all know that I plan to review Gintama episodes weekly as they come out when the anime comes back in October, like I did with the Rakuyo arc. If this is alright with you all, let me know. If you would like to see a larger range of content than just my episode reviews, let me know and we can discuss what kind of content is more interesting for you all to see. Anyway, onto the video. So right off the bat, Kagura and Goku are both members of a warrior race that loves to fight and have an unbelievable appetite. Goku is from the planet Vegeta, which was destroyed by Frieza as he was sent away to Earth to avoid planet Vegeta's destruction, where his father Bardock and his mother Gine both died in Frieza's attack. There are few remaining Saiyans spread about the universe. In Universe 7, the only survivors were Raditz, Goku, Nappa, and Vegeta. Kagura was born on Rakuyo, which was a refuge for runaways and criminals, but her father Umibozo and her mother Koka are from the Yato home planet Koan, which became inhospitable and desolated due to Tendosho conflicts, and forced Yato to spread about the galaxy. Although unlike Saiyans there seems to be many left, with a good majority of them within the Harusame 7th Division. Goku arrived on Earth when he was an infant, while Kagura arrived on Earth when she was around 14. So Kagura actually spent time with her family before the events of the story, unlike Goku, who never met any members of his family until Raditz arrived on Earth. Both Goku and Kagura had a brother and father who at one point served the forces of their enemies. Goku's brother Raditz was a member of the Frieza Force right up until his death, and Kagura's brother Kamui spent most of his time in this series as a part of the Harusame, which is a branch of the Tendosho. While Goku's father had also been part of the Frieza Force, and Kagura's father Umibozo spent a short amount of time in the Harusame to hunt Kamui down before turning on them later. Both of them have broken up families. Goku's mother and father are dead when the story starts, and Raditz is climbing the ranks of the Frieza Force alongside Nappa and Vegeta, while Kagura's mother Koka was dead at the start of the story, with Kamui and Umibozo also scouring the galaxy. Both ended up starting their adventures with the main cast members through car accidents with humans, Bulma crashing her car into Goku and Gintoki crashing his scooter into Kagura. Both began to settle into life on Earth before having members of their family come to Earth to try and retrieve them, though Goku was on Earth a lot longer and actually started a family where Kagura was on Earth a few months at most when Umibozo arrived. Raditz, Goku's brother, arrived on Earth trying to convince Goku to join Frieza's army and embrace the Saiyan life. Goku refused and fought Raditz desperately to save Gohan, sacrificing his own life in the process. In Gintama, Umibozo arrived on Earth to retrieve Kagura because he didn't believe she could resist her Yato nature and that she was wasting time on Earth with the Yorozuya. Kagura was adamant on staying on Earth and living her life her way, so they had a fight, but she was eventually made to leave before circumstances reversed. So Kagura's fight was not deadly like Goku's encounter, but just like Goku's fight introduced us to the idea that there were other Saiyans out there, Umibozo's introduction introduced us to the idea that Kagura's family is still out there and Umibozo is trying to reunite it, as well as the fact that there are also many other Yato around. It basically began Kagura's own character arc. This also brings me to the point of both characters' particular lifestyles, in which they chose the company of those that are not of their race, and also opt to live among a large group of friends. It's interesting how other members of their race react to it. Goku's way of life does come as somewhat of a shock to the other Saiyans he encounters. It's completely impossible to comprehend for Raditz, and Vegeta takes a long time before finally coming around to the family life himself. But Goku himself isn't interested in opposing the typical ways of a Saiyan. He actually embraces it, but he just does so while having a family and friends. Goku isn't evil or interested in all-out destruction, but fighting and training define his entire world. All of his goals and ambitions are based on the typical Saiyan characteristics of constant fighting, training, and eating. He doesn't choose to be an opposing force or a hero. He is won by circumstances as he meets people who are mostly like him, but are willing to cause death on a large scale to achieve power. While Goku doesn't believe in killing indiscriminately or destroying cities to grow powerful. But his ultimate goals still revolve around him getting more powerful, surpassing his limits and beating all opponents who can challenge him. On the contrary, Kagura actively works to be an opposing force for the typical Yato behaviors. She not only chooses to stay in the company of the Yorozuya and Co., she has no desire to spend a whole lifetime fighting and causing havoc, and she makes a conscious effort to not let those things define her, all while other Yatos question her choices and try to forcibly assimilate her into their ways. Both Goku and Kagura are abnormalities among their races for choosing the company of family and friends, but their attitude towards the characteristics considered normal of their races are completely different. There's also the fact that both Goku and Kagura are rather oblivious to the norms and customs of life on Earth. But what separates them in this regard is that Goku, despite having been on Earth his entire life, is willfully ignorant of Earth life and makes little to no effort to try and adapt. while Kagura has actually been shown making efforts to adapt to Earth life and embrace elements of its culture, but since she's young and rather new to Earth, she's not always successful. Eventually, after the initial confrontation with their family members, they form rivalries with another member of their race, Goku with the Saiyan Prince Vegeta, and Kagura with her brother, Kamui. Before the inevitable clash of the rivals, both characters beat a companion of their rival that was taller and bigger than the rival, but not as strong, Nappa in Dragon Ball, and Abuto in Gintama. Although Goku won a lot more easily, and Kagura won with a good amount of luck, and Abuto holding back. Goku then fought Vegeta after clearing out Nappa, in an extremely exciting and memorable first fight. However, Vegeta was probably going to kill him if it wasn't for Vegeta being outnumbered greatly. Kagura would eventually confront Kamui far later in the story of Gintama during the Shogun assassination arc, which was also a great fight, but she was also on the verge of defeat until Naraku agents interrupted her fight. Both had a heated rematch with their rival after things happened in between, although there were several arcs in between the Saiyan Saga and the Buu Saga, while there was only one between Shogun Assassination and Rakuyo. In Dragon Ball, Vegeta had briefly been on Goku's side against Frieza, the androids, and Cell before going after Goku again, while Kamui kept on causing mayhem as he always had. After finally having enough of being surpassed by Goku, Vegeta went insane, killing the crowd at the World Tournament to fight Goku, while Kamui had been causing havoc all over the galaxy and on Rakuyo prior to his fight with Kagura, and had been doing so for basically the entire time he was around in the series. So both Goku and Kagura felt an obligation to stop their rival from causing more destruction and grief, and make them give up their insane ways. So Goku was forced to have a second fight with Vegeta, where it appeared even, although Goku was holding back. Eventually, Vegeta came to his senses and agreed to fight Buu, but knocked out Goku to keep him away from the eventual sacrifice. Kagura had a second fight with Kamui alongside Shinpachi and Gintoki, and it was difficult to keep a berserk Kamui at bay, since Kamui had willingly gave himself up to his inner Yato, much like Vegeta had let Babidi control him. But just as it seemed Kamui and Kagura were about to knock each other out, they collapsed from exhaustion and Kamui came to his senses and reconciled with Kagura, much like Vegeta did with Goku. In both instances, the protagonist ends up out cold, while the rival stands as a reformed person. Vegeta went on to fight alongside Goku against Buu, Beerus, Frieza, Goku Black, and Zamasu, while Kamui has now seemingly taken the side of Kagura and the Urazuya against Utsuro and the Tendosho. So these are the similarities I noticed. If I missed any, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, I appreciate the growing support. Follow me on Twitter if you like, and of course let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks and take care.